Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk with you about agoraphobia. What is it, and how do we work on it if we struggle? So like I said, today I want to talk with you about agoraphobia. And make sure if you like these types of videos, you give it a thumbs up and let YouTube know how important mental health is. But agoraphobia, what is it? Many of you have reached out to me and told me that you struggle with it, or wanted me to do a video about it because someone in your life struggles with it and you want to know how to better help them. So what is agoraphobia? Well, it falls under the category of anxiety disorders. And I'm going to read, obviously, as I always do, from my DSM. It tells us exactly what the diagnostic criteria is. And it says that agoraphobia is a marked fear or anxiety about two or more of the following 5 situations. So people are really scared about these. They're either scared of using public transportation, of being in open spaces, being in enclosed spaces, standing in line or being in a crowd, or being outside of the home alone. Now they'll avoid these situations because they kind of fear that escape may be difficult or extremely embarrassing. So they try to not put themselves in those situations, as you can imagine, because they're really scared that they won't be able to leave. Or if they feel a panic attack coming on, or they feel their anxiety rising, that they just can't get out, like they're in an elevator and they have to wait till the next floor because they can't get out in time. And that thought and that worry keeps them out of those situations, and for some people can even cause them to be homebound, which can be really difficult. So I made some notes so that I don't forget what I wanted to mention. But the people who struggle with this can also be diagnosed with panic disorder, which I have a video on that, and you can click here to check it out. And I talk about what a panic attack is and how it's different from just having anxiety, and kind of break that down. But the people who struggle with agoraphobia can also have panic disorder, but they don't have to. These aren't the same. But many people who struggle with agoraphobia also struggle with panic disorder. Like I said, they worry about being in an elevator and not feeling okay and feeling really panicked and needing to get out and not being able to. And that fear makes them avoid those situations because nobody wants to have that happen. Okay, so the interesting thing for me, I always love hearing who can get better from this. How do people work on it? What's the way that we can overcome it? Because just knowing we struggle with something isn't enough. Yes, it's great to put a name to something that we've really been having a hard time with, but then what? Okay, so I have agoraphobia. Then what? What do I do? Why did this happen? And the remission rates of the symptoms, overall symptoms, every symptom, even that little bit of fear, is only 10%. So we really have to work on this because it will always kind of be there in the background, but we can better manage it, just like we can better manage our panic attacks and any kind of anxiety we have by different tools that I'll talk about at the end. So unless agoraphobia is treated, the people get into remission at only 10%. That's if you haven't gotten treatment, okay? So getting treatment is very important. And if you do, remission rates go up. So what causes it? Just like most mental illnesses, we don't really know for sure. Like I always say, we can't really test it, we don't know, but they suspect that having a panic disorder and other phobias can really play a role in us struggling with agoraphobia. So if it's almost like some of the other videos I've created and things I've talked about, whether it be stuttering or any kind of neurodevelopmental disorder, if we struggle with another one of those in that same classification, so for agoraphobia, any anxiety disorder makes us more predisposed to struggle with agoraphobia. And so there are also other genetic components. 61% is the percentage of the chances of you having it if someone else in your family has it. That's a pretty high percentage. It's more than 50% likely that you're going to have it. So it increases your chances. So if someone in your life has agoraphobia, it might be good when you are getting older and you start feeling like maybe you're struggling with anxiety to reach out for help sooner rather than later. Because I don't want us to have it get so bad that we're stuck at home. We feel like we can't leave. Everything's really hard. The sooner we get help, the better. So if you are struggling, reach out. I promise. There are tons of physicians and therapists and psychiatrists and psychologists and all sorts of people in the field that can help you, okay? And so it's kind of inherited. And there can also be some environmental issues they say can lead to it. Having experienced some really scary and negative events in childhood, they talk about everything from abuse of any kind to witnessing scary events or having PTSD situations come up in childhood. All of that can make it harder for us and make us more predisposed to struggle with agoraphobia. They even talked about losing a parent at a really young age. If that happened in a really traumatic way, in a really quick fashion, that can also lead to it. So what do we do? Like I said, a lot of times we know we have things. Okay, great, awesome. Now I have a name to call that feeling that I've been having forever. Now what? What are our treatment options? And there are a lot out there. Like I said, reach out, get help, because if we don't, remission rates are very low. The number one, ta-da, you're looking at it, psychotherapy. How does that make you feel? And the reason that they say that this is so great, and obviously, as with all anxiety disorders, CBT is best. I have a video on it. If you want to watch it, you can click here and check it out. But it works to change faulty thinking, as you'll see in my CBT video, and correct firmly held beliefs that are hindering your life. The firmly held belief here would be something to the effect of, if I can't get out and it's really embarrassing, I'll never live down the shame. Or it could be anything related to the anxiety. Like if I get out and I'm in an elevator, I'm gonna have a panic attack. That's gonna happen. Any belief like that. If I try to drive my car over a bridge, I'm gonna have a panic attack and I'm gonna fly off the bridge and I'm gonna kill myself. There can be all sorts of these beliefs that you don't even recognize are happening or that the thoughts are even there. But being able to talk about it and work on it in CBT, because they have you write down all of those thoughts and record them, can help us better notice them and manage them and overcome them. So CBT is best. It said you can slowly learn that your fears are very unlikely to come true. And if you're worried about getting out of the house to see a therapist, this is very important. I have it highlighted with this asterisk and everything. If you're worried about getting out of the house, you're like, Katie, I can't reach out for help because I can't get out of the house. Most therapists who work with people with anxiety disorders, especially agoraphobia, will come to your house. They make house calls. It's part of what they do. It makes sense, right? Because if we're really struggling, they're going to have to come to us. Okay. The second thing is medication. And it's the obvious ones that I always bring up, antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications like benzodiazepines. That's like Xanax and all those kinds of different medications. And I'm not a doctor, so don't ask me about medications because I only know what they recommend and then I write them down with my clients and then I talk to their psychiatrist. But medications can help us sometimes just get out of the haze or the water, whatever we feel we're in. If we feel like we're drowning in it, can help us get our head above just enough for us to participate in therapy. Because sometimes we're so overcome with anxiety and worry about the agoraphobia and worry about being somewhere and worry about getting help, and that worry stops us from even being able to do anything. We're like frozen. Have you ever felt like paralyzed by fear or worry or anxiety? Like, I don't even know where to start. It's overwhelming. And so medication can sometimes help us get there, where then we can start working on things. It doesn't mean you have to stay on it forever. I have many clients that have gone on it and then gone off. And so it's up to you. Talk to your doctor. Tell them what your concerns are. Worries about side effects or staying on it forever. Whatever your concerns are, bring them up. You're totally willing and it's totally reasonable to have worries and concerns and questions when you see your doctor. And the benzos, I know everybody's like, oh, but I'm gonna get addicted and I don't really like that. Those are like fire extinguishers. We have a fire, we're gonna have a panic attack, we're already out in public, we have to be here for work or whatever, it's your sister's birthday, you promised you'd go, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But that fire is ignited and we need a fire stopper. And Xanax can be great for that. Don't use it all the time, only use it when you have a fire, okay? And I call them fires, it helps me visualize. I like that, and then we put it out. Boom, no more. So those are great things for, short-term basis, for situations. And I think the overall thing that I want to get across to all of you is that if you're having a hard time, if your anxiety is getting worse, even if it doesn't have to necessarily do with agoraphobia, please reach out for help. Please share this video. Please let people know they're not weird. It doesn't make you a freak. It's not something that doesn't happen. There are a lot of people who struggle with this. And if we don't get help, if we don't reach out, only 10% of us will get better. I don't like those rates. Do you? No, that's not good. So share, talk about it, reach out, because it can get better. Therapists can come to your house. There is help available. And even online, even talking about it, venting about it can be helpful. So reach out, share this video, share the information, know that it can get better, and we will keep working together towards a healthy mind and a healthy body.